What's going on, world? It's Work Hard Wednesday, February 24th, 2016. We got me, Pizzo, Gelle, Mick, and for the rest of you guys, we gotta communicate. I mean, I don't know if you guys are gonna watch this, but hopefully you do. We just gotta communicate, man. Like I said before, I mean, we tend to find ourselves in this trap of just saying, right? But you're never too busy. You got make time for things that are important to us. And the thing is, like I said, we're gonna make time for it. If it's not important, then we're just gonna keep on finding excuses as to why, we aren't responding to texts and communicating effectively. Like, here goes the thing that we have to understand. Like, we're all grown men. Nobody's babysitting anybody. But I mean, when we have these meetings, it's very important that we keep this line of communication up, for the simple fact that we got moves to make, you know, and we want to include everybody that's been on this journey with us from the beginning. Now, if you want to take vision, I mean, you got to communicate that to us. Like we said, hey, no hard feelings, but somebody and we got to just start speaking up. I mean, because it shouldn't be our job to go and hound people and try and find somebody just to get when you guys can do that for yourselves and come to bring it to the table. Um, if we're all in this together, let's really be all in this together and let's talk. Yeah, that's what we're communicate, because communication is why businesses are successful. Lack of communication is why they fail. So let's get that through our heads, man. We know nobody's ever too busy. We have to that's a major key. No BS. Thank you, Jesus, for giving us this opportunity. Work Hard Wednesday. We're jumping right into it. We're going to go over the cheat sheet real quick, and then we got to discuss a major event that could be huge for us. There's a big upside to this event. We've talked about it in the past. We're bringing it back to the table. Out some new information. Like I said last week, I told you guys the meeting was canceled on Friday, but still we have to find time. And yet I still find myself talking to the same people that that want to hear, and want to see what they can do to, as far as their position and the role that they play. And this is huge. So real quick, let's do this. Let's do the cheat sheet. Let's get down to the of this meeting, and then we get out. It shouldn't be no longer than 45 minutes, and that's a stretch. But here goes the cheat sheet right now. I'm going to go over it real quick. Uce Juice, the never-ending boost. Gee. Are you doing one or no?
I wasn't going to. It's kind of
right. Sorry about that. Uce Juice, never-ending boost. This is more dare to turn your dream into reality, to inspire a generation to go further, and instill confidence in oneself and transform into a new you. Motivation, determination, and patience, strength, unity, and peace is our recipe for you to succeed. Join the movement. WhwJuice.com. The romance copy, man, take it to heart. I mean, it's on every bottle that we put out there. We know that, but we're overlooking this. We're looking at it by a long shot, and as I get back into the thick of that, because it's powerful, and it's those words right there. That romance copy has done something to us to help us transform into the people that we are today, and it's because it was so inspiring. And I want you guys to really go back to the roots, foundation. The bottle type is 20 ounce. 20 ounces, 591 milliliters. Heat Set Amcor Powerflex Long Neck PT, polyethylene terephthalate. The bottle diameter is 2.582 inches, as well as the bottle width. The bottle height is 8.5 inches. Net weight fluid 619.1 grams. The gross weight, that's the fluid and the bottle, 659.1 grams. The finish is 38 millimeters. The bottle weight is 40 grams. And then the nutrition facts. Serving size 8 fluid ounces, 240 milliliters. 60 milligrams of natural caffeine per 8 fluid ounces. 150 milligrams of natural caffeine per 20 fluid ounces. The servings per container is 2.5 calories, 70 per serving, 175 calories from fat is 0. Total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, 0 grams. Cholesterol, sodium, 0 milligrams. Total carbs, 17 grams per serving, 42.5 total, and the percent daily value is 6%. 15% dietary fiber, 0 grams. Sugars, 16 grams, 40 total. Protein, 0 grams. Vitamin A, 2%, 5% total. Vitamin C, 8%, 20% total. Calcium, 2%, 5% total. Iron, 0%. Mission statement. Our mission is to motivate and inspire others to tap into their inner greatness and dare to turn their dream into reality. Target market 15 to 35-year-olds with active social calendars. Of ingredients, the apple juice reduces bad cholesterol levels and enhances the cardiovascular health of a person. The risk of getting heart disease is reduced significantly. Helpful for weight loss, improves the functioning and health of intestines, combats constipation effectively, cleans liver and kidneys, and reduces the risk of kidney and liver disease. Improves digestion and eliminates harmful toxins from the body. Contains antioxidants which prevent different kinds of cancer. Vitamin C, very good for the lungs, and it lowers the risk of asthma. Mango improves memory and concentration. It prevents mental weakness. Very rich in beta carotene, prevents heart disease and other ailments. Combats poor digestion and acidity. Very effective for liver disorders. Rich in vitamin A, so it's good for your eyesight. Makes the complexion fair and the skin soft and shining. Pineapple juice contains the bromeliad, or the enzyme bromeliad, natural anti-inflammatory that encourages the healing of bruises and swelling of the body. Bromeliad can reduce arthritis, pain, and postoperative swelling. Promotes good digestion by helping the body break down proteins. Vitamin C, which functions as a natural antioxidant, promotes a healthy immune system and can help you recover more quickly from a cold. Promotes cell growth, tissue repair, and the body's production of collagen, a protein that plays an important role in the healing of wounds. It helps metabolize fats and absorb iron. Noni, protection against the development of cancer, also exhibits anti-tumor properties. It is an immune booster and is considered one of the most nutritious fruits. Many of its nutrients stimulate the immune system. Considered a digestive stimulant, traditionally used as a laxative. Has been found 75% as effective as morphine sulfate in relieving pain without the toxic side effects. Effective against bacteria and fungus with Anthracnonius, Galoptin, and Terpenes. Taro is a root vegetable grown in semi-tropical climates. It has a low GI, glycemic index. A low GI means that taro affects the blood sugar levels slowly and crashes of a high GI, which leads to increased hunger later on. Eating a diet of low GI foods can help prevent diabetes. Contains good amounts of vitamin A and C. Tropical banana contains good amounts of antioxidants, minerals, and vitamins. Replenishes energy and revitalizes the body instantly. Vitamin C helps the body develop resistance against infectious agents and scavenge harmful oxygen-free radicals. Malic acid, an organic compound that is made by all living organisms, contributes to the pleasantly sour taste of fruits as a food additive. Natural caffeine, the raw green Arabica coffee bean is considered to make milder, less bitter coffee. It is the Adam and Eve of coffee beans, grown in Ethiopia as well as 70 other equatorial countries. Pectin, a gelling agent, uses as a stabilizer in fruit juices. Gives you an excellent mouthfeel, what taste consumers expect from fruit juices. All right, now we get into the thick of it right here. Like I told you guys, I just want to jump right into it. I'm going to pull up this email so I can get you guys up to speed. I've already talked to a few of you guys. Well, actually, all three of you guys, two of you guys in the meeting. And then Mick is right here now, so he's going to be the third party. And, like I said, man, we would love to include everybody in the decisions that we make. But if you find yourself not making time and not wanting to be a part of the decision, please let us know. I mean, like, it's a hassle trying to chase people down just to inform them of the moves that we want to make. And if you find yourself not wanting to bust the moves, please let us know. With that being said, Island Reggae Fest 2016. This is going to be on July 9th. They pushed it back a week from last year, which was on the 4th of July, and they had a big year. So here goes the deal. This is the email that I sent out to Danny, Rude Boy Entertainment. And I asked him some specific questions. I asked him, the number one question was, what was your attendance numbers from last year? An estimate works as well. Number two, what were your beverage sale numbers? I purchased 10K worth of product and sold out with 5 hours left to spare. You made 24K, so almost doubled up. Or no, he spent 10. He spent double what he spent, but that doesn't include the hidden and overhead expenses, I know, which actually cuts into that number. But still, overall, definitely a great day's work. Can you please send over pictures and scan receipts you were speaking about, so we have something to work with to project an estimate of expenses? My third question was amount of booths they strategically set up around the fairgrounds. Also, did they have regular coolers and buckets to keep product cold, or as ice? Will the fairgrounds assist us like Great America, or do we have to bring our own ice? If we do, how many bags did they purchase so that we have an idea what to expect? Number 4, amount of helpers working each booth. This will give us the manpower needed. Number 5, amount of beverage product purchased. If there is no minimum that needs to be sold, our goal would be to purchase the least amount of pallets for Pepsi and purchase more pallets of water based on their insight from last year with our bottom line, because from my understanding, the 10K would just be for sponsorship. This doesn't include what we need to spend on Pepsi products for the event, unless I'm wrong, but please clarify. I know we're looking at a minimum of 15K, and it's definitely, I want to get as much info as possible to help us with our decision. I know there's a huge upside, which is great, but I still want to do my due diligence before we finalize anything. Lastly, I want to make sure that if we do this year, we are good with the terms you presented of Uce Juice LLC taking care of all the beverage sales to alleviate some of the stress off of their plate. I think it totally makes sense, as you suggested, because industry lane, but I don't want to assume. I look forward to your email, and once received, I will meet with my brothers and get back to you ASAP with the yes or no. So once again, those were the questions I asked, and here goes the email that Danny sent. 1, estimated attendance. He said it was about 13,500. That's the number we got from Flavor Us and the fairground staff, but they stopped counting early, so it may have been more. So one of the things that, just like, I don't know, it's like a red flag, I guess, but I'm just kind of curious on why they just stopped at 13,500. You know what I mean? Like any fairground or any Great America theme park event, when people are counting how many people I don't understand why they would just not count or just stop counting. So that was one of the things that I thought about. What is this? That was one of the things I thought about when he put that at the end. But 13,500. That's what they expected. Now, like I said, they're pushing the date back from July 4th to July 9th. There's a fact. That people that are partying that week of the 4th of July may not come because the next week because of what. So people may not come based on the date change. So that's the thing that we have to factor in. We have to think about that we came up when we seen that. The number 2, I'll send over the receipts. He didn't send me over the receipts yet, but I'm gonna get back to him. I wanted to have this meeting with all you guys so that we're everybody's on the same page, we're clear, and then we make a push to set up a meeting. Follow up with our proposal. But here goes. They spent $10K on Pepsi product. Now, once again, they want $10K from us as far as a sponsorship is concerned. The $10K that they're talking about that they spent, that's an additional $10K that we would have to come out the pocket or somewhere around there. We're not going to really spend $10K on Pepsi. There's no way. But those are the numbers right now. That on another $1,000 on 20-pound bags of ice, and maybe another $500 to $750 on miscellaneous items such as ice buckets, 4 canopies, etc. More than $13K on everything, and that's without knowing the refreshment industry. So with that number that he just said, they spent $13K, you can easily assume it'd be $23K that we would have to come out the pocket. And that's based on what they actually spent. So that's a price tag. That's a steep price tag right there that we're looking at based on what they want from us. Something to think about. Keep that in mind. $23K. Now, what did we say earlier? They made $24K, right? So we're not going to do an event just to make $1,000 at what we spent. There's no way we're going to do that. But keep that in mind. Number 3, we had 4 10x10 booths. You're more than welcome to have more. They should have had 6, but they didn't know. As far as ice, they paid, like they said, and they bought from a local ice distributor. If we know anybody that sells ice, by all means, the ice company they used provided the ice freezer, and they had to pick it up and drop it off. 20 pounds to all the refreshment booths on their own. It worked out. We used those plastic tubs. We should have used the coolers because the ice would have lasted longer in the coolers. The ice melted quick in the tubs because it didn't have a lid. So obviously that's the route we're going to go with the ice distributor. But he broke it down, what they did last year. Number 4, they had 3 to 4 people per booth. He would be the miscellaneous breaks and contacting someone at the ice machine for more ice. He recommends radios for the staff so they can call for ice or whatever else is needed. Number 5, the 10K beverage buyout does not include. That means the 10K we purchase Pepsi products would make your overhead $20K. From our experience last year, we would buy more water and Gatorade. We would buy sodas too, but much as we did last year. I'll have to dig it and show you exactly what we purchased. Keep in mind, you don't have to buy from a Pepsi distributor. As long as it's 20-ounce bottles, you can buy from a pallet or 2 from a local grocery store. As long as it's Pepsi products and it's 20-ounce bottles, you're good. So Smart Final, Costco, obviously, we'll be looking into those. Number 6, and this is to cap it off, He reached out to us because we're in the beverage industry, alleviate the same thing, like I said, alleviate his beverages. And then he's been trying to get us to sell our product at the past IRFs, but it hasn't worked out. But they got the okay this year, and if it works out, that's great. If not, it's still love. If we have any more, get back to him, and then and that's pretty much it right there. So three of us are here, or actually 4 of us are here. That's more than enough. That's majority. We put together a little expense sheet as far as what we're looking at overhead, and it's pretty much everything that we've like that we have already. Vince, what we're talking about. So if we're gonna do this and we get the okay, there's 6 tents that we have to buy. You know, ranging from anywhere to $50 to $100, like that. So that's already like a $600 budget. Or actually, we only need 4 because we got 2. So we need basically like about $400. Now, POS for the booze. That's an additional expense that we have to add. Our own POS, that's something else more. And then everything else, we need vehicles, transportation, room and board that we have to be looking at for wages. Because we're going to have to pay our people, right? Because this is a big event where we can do that. What else do we talk about? Obviously the walkie-talkies or the radios. I mean, if we can use some that would save us an expense. If not, then we got to buy 6 of them, 4 to 6. Let's just say that. What else was there? But all in all, that's just off the top. But you guys know that we're looking at anywhere like a $25K budget. If they're going to charge us $10K, and here goes the thing that I want us to like. I know where I stand in this, where I feel, and I told guys, but now I'm going to tell Mick, I'm going to try to get this down to 5K. I'm going to make a push. I'm going to offer it out. I'm like, hey man, can we get this sponsorship down to 5K because of the information that when we went to that meeting last year, and he said that Tatal and Seth Kava, those were the, because they're like his family, they pay 5K for sponsorships. So I'm going to try to throw that at him with everything else that we would have to incur based on that. Now, if he doesn't buy it, like if he says, oh man, we can't do it, well, hey, it is what it is. On to the next. We're not going to, we can't do nothing. Obviously, if they don't want to do it, they don't have to. He said that they had 2 other people interested. What did he say right here? At the beginning of the email, actually, he says he has 2 other companies that may want to do the soft drink buyout. And we all know what that may want really means. It's a push to get us to spend the money, knowing that there probably isn't any other soft drink company that would want to do that. In touch with the company, then they'll come and do it. But I don't believe that. Like, I don't really see it like another beverage company, because if Pepsi is the company, it was a thing. It's like some people forget what they just said. They fought for Uce Juice to be sold. You know what I mean? As an independent company, they didn't fight for any other beverage company. So Pepsi now you got to go and fight for other products again. So that was, it's typical. It's just like anybody just trying to sell something. Oh man, let's get them while it's hot. Type of feel. But that's what he said. Hey, he could be interested, but once again, it's just an interest. Now our goal is if he shuts us down right there, I'm going to ask them one more time. The one more time would be, can we just buy a booth? Because the booths run $400. Allows us to buy a booth. One booth, I mean, still, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you guys still have all the rights to beverages, but you let us sell our beverage and apparel or whatever, you know, products just like a regular event. Shouldn't be any problem with that for the simple fact that, once again, it's not sold out. The vendor booths are not sold out. They're about they're about four, you know, I think it's like $400 to $1,000 for a booth. That is the route he allows us to go. Like, if he doesn't take the 5K sponsorship, we ask him, okay, what about this? He doesn't take that, then obviously it's done. Like, we're looking for other events come that time of year. But if he does take it, that's going to be good for us. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys, because I want to see where you guys stand in all this, like about what was just brought to the table. As far as expense-wise, you know, would it be a smart move for us to just say, you know what, let's just go on faith, spend this 10K, try to be as cost-effective as possible, and try to do about 20K in a 20K budget. I want to be as cost-effective as possible, but you know, 15 is kind of like that's even, you know, that's reaching. Yeah, 20K is like realistic because of the fact that there's all these other expenses that is going to cost money. I mean, those booths, the POS material, all that stuff is not cheap, especially when you're trying to do it for tents. Like the canopies, you know, we're trying to hook up 6 canopies. That's a lot of money, because going off of D1, I talked to the hell's dude's name? Daniel, or the D1 guy? Dustin, my bad. I just inquired what he spent on his. He said about $800. So if you just use Dustin's number for the site that he went through, $800 times 6. That's you know what I mean? That's already, what is that? Let me just, damn. Yeah, that's already $4,800 just on the tents alone. That's on tents alone. That's pushing it. You know what I mean? And so
were those tents that we got? Those little cheap ones.
The canopy itself is cheap. I mean, it's not cheap, but like it's $50 to $100 in that range, right? But to add on, like to strip the top and then add our own, you know, like booths, put our all on there, Whw Juice, our website, imagery, yeah, you know, like that is going to cost, and that's what we want to do, because this is one of those events that you do it, and then it just prepares us for the future when we start to find more connections for events, and we're sending out teams to go in different directions. Then these tents come in handy. But that was just that number alone. Now you're looking at the coolers, and the ones that I seen that is at Costco. The first time I seen them were at John's, where they had the open up lid. That's $100 for one of those coolers, and it's cool because, you know, it's like you really pull out. It has the top where you pull out. You see, remember that one? It's like, okay, it's like a regular cooler, but they have a open up. They have a like a lid, like you're really, you know, where you don't have to open up the whole cooler. You just open up the top and just pull them out. But those cost $100, and we would only need, I would say, man, we would need a whole bunch, to be honest. Because if you're thinking about only 5 cases in each cooler, yeah, that ain't gonna work. You know, you're gonna have to at least have double the amount, and then water and the other products as well. Those got to be on ice too. So that's a lot of. They said they use the tubs. We could probably use the tubs too for the Pepsi and the water, because really we're not worried about that. but the other coolers are the coolers that we get would be specifically for Uce Juice. Now, once again, $100. Let's say just 6. That's already 600. Added on to that 4,800. That's already over 16K right there on those two expenses. Now we're not even including the vehicles out for transportation. That's gonna be at least.
Well, why don't we just be cost effective? And since this is our first year, save last tents. Why don't we just use regular tents and just get banners? It's like, why spend the money if we don't have it right now, or we're trying to make money? Like, it's $800 to do all that. Well, what if we don't have it now? What if we're trying to make that type of money? So instead of spending $800 on 6 different tents, why don't we just get the regular tents and then use our banners on them, or just get banners where it's not much money, but at the same time we're still gonna make whatever we're gonna make. It's just being cost effective for the first year, just so that we really understand what the numbers really are. If we get an actual feel of what it's like this year, the next year we can come out with the tents for $800 and spend that much capital. But I don't see why we would have to do it this time around if we're trying to be cost effective. Only if we're going to spend the $5,000, then that cuts extra cost for us to be able, or it makes extra room for us to use that to pay $800 for the tents that are souped up, with the logos on it or whatever. But if we're gonna be paying the $10,000 using regular tents, it would only make sense to spend lesser money if we're going to do the 10K. What is it? The 10K sponsorship. Then we shouldn't get to pay for those right now. That's just what I think.
Yeah, for the most part, we're just, like I said, we're just pretty much informing ourselves of what it could look like, basically, if we were to, not going to be as cost effective as we can. We're throwing out all these things because, we're really trying to just because of the fact that this is a big event like that, we're just really trying to put it in perspective for ourselves, for that could run us these tags. You know what I mean? That could cost us this much. And so at least we know ahead of time and put ourselves in a good position as far as budgeting wise and expenses. And we know, like, okay, this is what we got that we could possibly spend if we were to do all these things. Now I know we're gonna make some connections too, that we could probably get it for cheaper. And then Mick just gave me an idea, because like it, the banners, obviously we'll run with that all day. Could easily just do like 2 booths, or like a few, not all 6, but just like strategically positioned. Yeah, like the one, if we're able to set up right by the door, yeah, you want to have that one. That one's by the stage. The other ones, okay, whatever. But we could easily just pick a few out of them all, if it comes down to that. But as far as like, the direction, what do you guys think on with my proposal? You guys think I should add anything in it? You know how Danny is. He's one of those guys that want to sit and talk face to face. That's the type of person he is. And so that's why I want to send out an email, like, set up
numbers for not only the numbers for the beverages, but numbers for beer. So you got to factor that in. That takes out a percentage of what you're supposed to make as far as sales for that beverage, because beer is still a beverage, and that's sold the most. And so you got to factor in, that's another number. That's part of a beverage that's going to be sold. So, you know what I mean? Is that part of us that we linked up with the beer too, or?
No, I don't. No, it's just non-alcoholic because.
Oh, the whole function is non-alcoholic.
No, I mean the fairgrounds they sell the beer. Like yeah, so the fair, all the non-alcoholic.
That's a factor as far as how many people is going to be there, how many people they sold the drinks to.
Well, we don't have to really worry about that because he broke it down. Because he said there was a 13.5 last year, and then they made 24K on non-alcohols. So that was, what I was saying earlier. Like, there's no way we're going to spend 23K just to make 24K.
Yeah.
And that's going to be my push to him. Like, man, we just put estimates out there, and like I can honestly tell you, we would have to spend more than 25 if we were to jump into this. That's what I'm gonna tell him. It's like there's no way we're going to spend 25K. Over 25K, and you only made 24K. Yeah, you had 5 hours left, but we're not going off of the 5 hours left. We're going off of that day's sales because this is going to be with new people and new sales. So we have to just go off of what you gave us. And that's kind of like my feel like that I want to push to him. Is there what do you guys think? You think like this is if we get it to 5, are you guys good with that? Like, are you guys good with moving forward on an event? We get a 5K sponsorship, and we got to start prepping now. Like, that's the whole thing. I want you guys. That's why I want us all to be updated and informed because in July and we got a big event in June, which is our 5th-year team reunion, which we haven't discussed, and we're going to be talking about that too come in March. And we got to have everybody on the same page because that's not an easy event. Yeah, we done, but still, we still gotta prepare. We still gotta get everything together to make the event happen and do all necessary for it to be a successful event. But that's on another date. Right now, we're focused on IRF. What do we want to do? But I need to hear from you guys. I mean, I can move by myself, but like I said, I like to involve everybody because this is a team. And then like we always say too, if there is anything that you think about afterwards, because I'm just going in with a game plan that I just thought of, like by just hearing you guys' feedback and saying, oh dang, let me add that to the list. Let me see if I can sway his decision or get him to bring it down. But that's how I was able to come up with some ideas to build our offer or proposal for Danny. But let me hear you guys, man. I mean,
the thing I can think of is if he does drop. So our first question: if we sponsor, we would get 0% of proceeds, right?
Right.
So if he breaks it in half, or if he's kind of like iffy about it, would you think about giving him a percentage on top of the 5K? No? Oh, that was the question I had.
Yeah, because here goes a thing about like the percentage thing. If me and Pizzo talk about this too, we wouldn't give a percentage. Like we wouldn't feel right giving a percentage is because last year we offered 50%. I mean, it don't get no better than 50% of the proceeds, right? And this year, if he were to do it, if he were to say, man, you know what, I'm just gonna let you guys come in, no sponsorship, and we say, man, I would do 50% like off top because that's what we're, that was our proposal. But because they need money up front, that's what their battle was. That's what they were telling us last year. Oh man, we need money right now. We don't want to wait till afterwards. We kind of want it right now. It's like, all right, well, obviously they didn't see the value of it because here goes the thing. To be honest, we're having this meeting and they made 24K. That's we're gonna go off of that. Always got to continue to think that it could be an even bigger number. And when you run the math, we've done this. 600 cases comes out. Like if we were to put 100 cases of Uce Juice, 36, right? It comes out to 36K. That's just on Uce. You add the water, you add the little Pepsi, you add the little apparel. Now, it could easily jump up to 50K. Now, who in their right mind would turn down 25K, right? But I would, like I said, that was something that they didn't want. I can't like I wouldn't want to do a 5,000 sponsorship and 50% on top because look, like 50K, we just gave him 25K.
No,
we gave him 30 actually.
5,000 and 5%.
5%?
Yeah. It would. You gotta minimize the percentage because you're already sticking it out there on limb to try to get the, you know,
to get lower,
to
the
get
lower
sponsorship. But still, it wouldn't even be. I mean, that just adds into like their 10,000. Like basically, you spend into where you pay them 5,000, and the next $5,000 for sponsorship comes out of what we sell. You know what I mean? Spending like look at it something like that. We'll figure out the numbers for $5,000 more, and that's where it comes out of. It comes out of our sales. We give you 5,000 up top up front for the sponsorship. We do our thing, and we give you 5,000 at the end. There's your $10,000 sponsorship. Now, how could you complain now?
Yeah.
Because now we win on both ends because it's not us spending $10,000 and then we don't make $10,000 back. You know what I mean? It's us spending $5,000 and now we got to hug back to give you your second half. And whatever else is left is like, I mean, you spend it that. I mean, it's the same way pretty much. We're not going to give you 10 bands up front because what if we don't make 10 bands? But what if we give you 5 bands up front and everything's still the same? The play is still the same. 6 bulls, we do our thing and we make 15, 20,000. Like, so, I mean, you got to think about it that way too. I mean, either way, I don't know. It seems good how we're going to run as far as 5 bands and letting us do that thing too. You know, being that sponsorship type part, like how Kukui and the other guys are doing 5,000, but that's the whole thing. It's why are they paying 5,000 like sponsors like that?
And that was the thing too. So I mean, that's a great point that Mick brings up. If he doesn't bite on the first, we might run that. You know, I mean, that's another option. The thing is, like, I really don't want it, to be honest. If these other guys, if you guys go on the website right now and you guys go look at, me and Pizzo did this. We went on the website and we looked at the sponsors and we just like looked at them like, there's no way these guys are giving 10+K. Like the 3 of them is already in the group. You know what I mean? Kukui, Satao, and Kava. So if they're already, that's 15K right there. That he said that's the only one who does the 5K with.
Yeah.
So and then you look at the other ones, we seen like even 10K. She doesn't even work that. The business piece on top. Yeah, they don't even make that kind of money. There's their own photographer they put on there as a sponsor. There's no way she dropped 10K. No way. But there was like basically all their logo. I know damn well they didn't drop no 10K. Hell nah. There's no way. But all these sponsorship, you go look at the flyers and you know what they're promoting, and you're just saying to yourself, like,
I don't know. I see it to where like they know we with 10K. Like niggas, you know what I'm saying? That's in our budget.
Huh?
He said that.
That's what he said. That's,
you know, he knows we're in that type of thing, so it's like,
you guys be moving.
boom, you know what I'm saying? So they know we can you got to bust us down first to get the 10K. The numbers got it and make sense, and when it doesn't make sense, so he knows that we the type of cats that we ain't gonna bust a move if the numbers ain't right. And so the whole thing is like, yeah, you keep giving us the pitch, but we just on the same playing field as you. You know what I'm saying? The game and the knowledge is together. Like, you know what I'm saying? We on the same page, so why you can't try to pitch us a certain way and think it's going to, you know, work on us. But when the people that's in the same come up on us, like Seth and Kukui, all the mothers, like Tatao brand, on the same playing field, small businesses trying to grow. So, you know, that all them niggas in the same thing, you just got to think about the industry. what I'm saying? People ain't making 10 bands off of shirts like that many, you know. I mean, they do be having nice ass sales, but I don't think they're coughing up that much, you know.
Nah, because especially because I know the Get Down, they
like
are
family. They saw that's
yeah, they
family.
run.
So it's like, man, we building together, so we'll catch all these other people that just might be slipping to pay 10 bands. Nah, we're not slipping. We on our feels like so.
Yeah, that's real though. You know, another thing that is me and Pizzo was talking about too is like, excuse me, is the package. When we went over and that's why, man, I wish I would have had the package with me. I'm gonna show you guys too. Like I showed you guys last year, it's the same package. We went over to 25K and we're like, damn, we didn't see nothing. 10K sponsorship, like most of the stuff on there, we're not even gonna have time. They got like 10 passes for VIP or something like that. You know, VIP passes,
like 20
shirts,
like 20
yeah, all this random stuff that we like. The promotion, like, we don't need the promotion. We're not asking for promotion. We're just gonna go out and hustle. You don't need to blast our name over the mic. We're just gonna hustle, you know. And so all those things too play a huge role as far as, okay, what was the sponsor surely buying us? You know, you're talking about a beverage buyout, but what does it really get us in return? Like, because we didn't see nothing. I mean, to be honest, we didn't see nothing. That's why I really feel strongly that I just want to do a deal for 5K. I want to pay another 5K on top of that. I really don't want to give them 10K. I know this is about building trust, but it's also about showing like them as far as an event. It's like, man, you know,
I mean, we gotta figure something out because we did the same thing last year, and we tried to get the 5K thing, and it didn't work. And just like the year before, we tried to do it again, the 5K, and it didn't work.
It was last year.
Or last year. And then
5K though. We just said we're not going to do it.
Nah, but we weren't trying to pay what he was trying to get us to go at first.
Yeah.
And just by seeing how his response was or his reaction to us not doing it, pretty much was just like, oh yeah, it's no love lost, good. But at the same time, like, man, we're like itching for, you know what I'm saying? We keep rubbing his shoulder, and like, I just see like, man, I don't know. He just, it does feel like no love lost, but at the same time, it's all business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to strike that candidate to drop, and it's probably like, man, they just probably gonna kill up after we did.
I mean, that's the thing that we have, like, as far as businessmen, entrepreneurs, that's the thing that we have to understand. Like, man, this thing is like, man, we're all about brand building, give them that opportunity from the get. We let them know, you know, who we are from the gate, what we want to do, and how we businesses. And last year, obviously, they were trying to get us for 25K, but they didn't even get the okay. So that, like, the okay, and then, you know, we broke them down. Like, oh man, I told them the 10K is like our range of what we're willing to do for sponsorship, and that's why he came back to us. Like, we didn't go to him. I wasn't even looking at the IRF this year, to be honest. But Danny came personally to me when we went to an event in December, me and Pizzo. He came to talk to me, and he got them to open up the door for us. So it's on his mind. He wants to bring us in here. This is what we're going to offer as far as our proposal. I think it makes sense, to be honest, from our end. But then again, like the meeting, you guys were there, Mick and Keller were there. When we had that meeting, and he wasn't backing down, but then he had us. We were just making too much sense on that, you know, on that sponsorship fee, but on that package. But the reason we wanted to have this meeting, so I can get this message back to him. We don't have time to be wasting, you know, waiting on people. We got to get on these things. That's what separates businesses that go and jump to that next level faster. That kind of just find their way and just keep on moving, and they'll get there eventually. But the faster we bust moves, which is communicating the bust moves, then the more opportunities are going to present themselves, and why we had to have this tonight. So, I know I did a lot of talking, but is there anything else? I mean, that I may have missed that you guys are thinking about, or yeah.
I'm with it either way we go. $5 grand, you know what I mean? And just like you said, I don't want to pay the 10 grand. The fact we know ain't nobody else over there paying no 10 grand. So, and just like Mick said, like I was telling you when we talked about this, I think Danny just don't think we're on top of our game. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's how I feel. Just like what Mick said, he doesn't think we're on top of our game. That we're going to go back and do our research, everything from a whole, and have a legitimate reason to come at him with a $5 grand offer. Because honestly, I don't want to pay $10 grand. I think it's just like we said earlier when we talked. They just need the money. But if they need the money, it should be hard for him to turn $5 grand down. You know what I mean? Because we are going to spend. We do have a big budget, and yeah, I personally just I think Danny doesn't think we're on our game like we are. You know what I mean? We're not going to go and research and look up all this information. So I'm with it with the $5 grand, man. The $5 grand offer, and personally, I don't with the company. I don't want to go no higher than five grand. Because just like we looked at all the sponsors on there, there's probably only 3 of them out of the 10, 15 on there that's paying $5 grand, and all the rest can't afford it. So why are we going to be the only one paying 10 grand? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm with the offer. That's what I'm with.
Good too? Yeah. Everyone good? All right, cool. All right, man. Like I said, it wasn't gonna take too long. That's it. That's a wrap right there. Just wanted to update you guys. That's all. That's how we are this thing going. Get a jump start in it. Yeah, we lost out on a week, but hey, we here now. Tomorrow, I'll write an email. I'll send out an email, see if I could schedule a meeting with him, and whatever happens, it's gonna happen regardless. This could be a major event for us. So, like I said, man, we have a potential because of what we want to do as far as our product is. We want to sell, or we want to hit a number 50K. It's possible. I know there's a lot of factors that could limit us to getting that, but the goal is, because we know if we're going to do 6 booths and 100 cases is going to each booth, each one of us, we're in there. This is a competition. This is who's going to sell the most. And there's going to be something that at the end of the day that I haven't told anybody yet, but until everything is finalized, but there's going to be something at the end that, I mean, if we all sell 100 cases, more power to us. But whoever sells the most, there's something coming with that. You know what I mean? This is a competition. We're challenging ourselves best. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to make it happen. We're gonna have to be, that leader that our team that we set up looks up to and respects, and so fucking go out there and kill this shit and whatever responsibility we have. Whether it's going out there and hawking, whether it's counting money, whether it's just pulling product, whether it's taking a picture, whatever. That's the type of leader that our teams are going to need if this thing, goes through. So stay on your toes, man. Be prepared. Understand that things are going to be happening this year for us. Like, want to be better than last year. One day could change so much. I guess yeah, our sales go through the roof. They're skyrocketing. But on top of that, the connections that are made, not only that, customers that are made, we turning people into customers. We're getting repeat purchases, all these things, and that's why it's like, man, I go to sleep and I wake up, I'm like, man, thinking of like, man, IRF, because it could be huge. But we'll see. We'll see. But I thank you guys for your time, man. Appreciate it. Work hard Wednesday. Let's keep it moving. On another great note, too, just in case, because or actually, no meeting on Friday because I know people are going to be in the Bay Area for JR's dad. And then our thoughts and prayers are with them up there. He has a funeral service tomorrow too, the viewing, and then on Friday. But I'm gonna keep you guys updated with what we got going on. But no meeting Friday. And then to us, we passed ourselves from last February. We worked hard. It was hard to get this 4K for this month, but we did it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we passed it. And I'll get you guys once this month closes out, officially closed, because we still have an event come on Saturday, and we could possibly get, a couple. But come March when March starts, I'll bring those numbers back up for our next meeting in March, and let you guys know how we did. Now, I wanted to do right now we've only done, I would say, like 40 bucks over. It's still to the good, but still, as for us as a sales team, we want to get on the hype where we're making 10K every fucking month. 10K and this is just out of the field work, which is us and the retailers, us direct to consumers, us in the apparel and hustling. We get to 10K, it opens up for us. Great news too. Let me close it out. I spoke with Tej. We're already in motion. I sent him off information, get him up to speed, product knowledge. He sent me back some questions that he needed answered. Responded. Everything is looking good. He's asking me. That's the best part of it, and I'm looking forward to what this could become, because who knows? Who knows? I talk about this all the time, but he could become a Midwest distributor, and he could open up some doors throughout the whole Midwest and East Coast, and we could just, me and Mick talked about this, make that push back towards the West. We going at it from this way, he coming at it from that way. It could be major for us. Until they let us in, we got to kick the door in. So, man, we're making a lot of progress, great strides, but we want to get better, and we want to stay hungry. There's also overs happening in Shell we just got informed of today. So now we're gonna have a meeting with Cecilia come next week to go over a game plan on how to get all the shells on the same page. Abraham just quit, and you know how he tooth and nail, and man, he fought for us big time. He's no longer part of the company. Maybe some good news. He's going to be working on for the other Who? Oh, nah. He moved up in the ranks. So his assistant. Then he went to MJ's assistant, and oh yeah, he roams. So he roams, but he's no longer there. Good news, like I said, he could be on the other team, which is Jim Anderson, who owns the Seaside Shell and that Blanco Shell. There's a one in Watsonville, and he has a lot in the Bay Area. So once we hear word back from him, if he is working for them, we're going to go attack those accounts. And we're going to get back in a Blanco Shell, whatever. I don't care what that lady is talking about, that Mexican lady, but we're going to go back up in there, and we're going to do our thing. More Shell accounts. We're going keep on growing this thing. So stay in the loop, stay informed. Let's keep on grinding with a purpose, man. We ready for this, man. This is everything we prayed for. Why are we turning away from it now? We shouldn't be. We should be running towards it. God gave us this opportunity. Run with it. Don't turn from it. Don't get scared now. Embrace it. Love you guys, man.
Oh,
Jesus'
shit.
name we pray.
Real quick, too, shit, because I ended up meeting with Cecilia and the head dude, Don Johnson, today. And, you know, talked about some of the things we want to do. I even told him the 11 case, you know, that's what we want to move to any store. And Don, he's like, fuck that. He said, let's start off at a minimum 15 cases. You know what I mean? And go from there. But just a little bit about what they're talking about. We're going to try and they want to figure out a way we can do a 2-for-4 push for the next 3 months, see how it does, go back to the drawing table, see if that works, and then continue seeing if that works. But I'll talk with you tomorrow about that, Bug. You know what I mean? Give you more information on what I talked to them about and some of the ideas that they had as well. So
Yeah. I mean,
Don is
the only,
we did the percentage right there on like a
yeah.
before, and from what he said, they're willing to take an 18%, 18% right now just to make that push with us. You know, like, and that's cutting it pretty low for them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But they're
Because
with,
they're taking those bigger margins.
yeah, they're with us. They want to,
That's no, because that's how when I was talking to Ivan over there at the little on the corner in Salinas, he was the one who told me that he takes like 15 to 18% for beer because they move such large volumes. So when you brought that up, that's what I thought of. Like, damn, they're willing to take those little cuts. But once again, the volume, the faster turnovers, they're making actually more money.
and
They don't want the slow turns.
if we're willing to do something like that, to where we're just moving, we can look at it as like a volume thing where we're moving more volume of the product. You know what I mean? So shit.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like the only way you is everyone has to be on board. They have to be on board. There's no way we just run the deal, but nobody is pushing, because then it doesn't even make no sense.
Exactly.
Like, we just did all of this. You guys were willing to take this cut. We were willing to take this cut. Give you guys put together something for you guys so that it makes sense. So you feel like, oh yeah, I'm part of the team. But all the pieces of the puzzle have to come into play from their end and our end, and when if however this meeting goes with Cecilia and what they want to do, whatever we start as far as that, then we'll what was I gonna say, man? Yeah, so I mean, basically whatever goes down in this meeting next week, that forces our hand too to be more aggressive with the marketing end, and that's where we're looking. Kind of a push and pull thing where, man, we're going to work with you. Now we got to really spice it up a little bit so we can get people to just keep on seeing an image that they can buy to, and that's where we're going to get work. That's what I like, because we're in the right direction. We're going towards it, and now this helps us speed up the process, because there's a lot on these accounts, and these are our big accounts too. So I'm excited, man. I really. But yeah, we'll definitely talk, man.
Hey, are you about to turn it off live real quick?
Yeah.